Welcome to episode 2 of Big Questions. This one coming from a youth who asks this question. Does the Bible say anything about depression? And furthermore, is there an answer past talk to God? And what do I say? So this honest question from this person, we can also confess that this is a question that we will ask, perhaps often, during our lifetime. And this honest confession that there are depressed thoughts, feelings, and even worse thoughts than that come into our consciences. It's good not to deny that those feelings exist, that they are there. And we can even say further, even as Christians, we are not immune from having these feelings. And it is these feelings that the devil will use to have you doubt everything that God has to say, including His promise that is for you. So, it is a very costly and common illness, this depression. So, is there an answer past talk to God? Before directly answering that, being in dialogue with God can be incredible in these instances. He is your loving Father, and from Scripture we get a word that He actually wants and desires your prayer, your thoughts, your confessions of lament, your cries for help. He is your loving and merciful Father that wants to hear from you, even those things, anything that is weighing on you. He has given you His name to call upon. So while there might not be a Bible concordance where the word depression shows up in the Bible, I will say that it's all over. It is all over the Bible, so this is a good place to look. Certainly Job, that book in the Old Testament, is certainly full of the honest confession of despair that is coming out of the mouth of Job and his friends too. And the Apostle Paul was greatly afflicted by depression and other bouts of physical and mental illness. So there are people all over the Bible in depths of despair. Perhaps the best place to look for words that encapsulate how you feel sometimes is the Psalms. You know how songs can really express how a person is feeling. Something comes on the radio and it does seem to match up with the feelings that we have. And that's what these Psalms are in the Bible. These are real people, believers even, expressing in song the feelings that they have, and often lamenting about the despair that they're in. Now, the entire Psalter, all of them, include so many thankful rejoices for the God-given blessings received. They include so many prophecies of Christ and His work that is coming. But it does also include the laments and groans that believers utter when they are suffering, when they're depressed. Psalm 88 is absolutely devastating. I cry out day and night before you. Incline your ear to my cry, for my soul is full of troubles. I am counted among those who go down to the pit. I am a man who has no strength. Like the slain that lie in the grave, This is pretty crushing language coming out of the psalmist, the 88th Psalm. He feels forgotten. He knows that God is in charge. There are many confessions that you have put me in the depths of the pit. And we can confess that when bad things happen to us, that God is actually in charge, and we still feel this way. The wrath that we carry, it's heavy. So this psalmist is saying, I can't escape this. I cry to you, but your wrath has swept over me. Your dreadful assaults destroy me. They surround me like a flood all day long. They close in on me together. And finally, the final word is, my companions have become darkness. So eventually, throughout that psalm, and in others, Psalm 51, David, you're in good company with David if you have been depressed before. Have mercy on me, O God. This is a sinner in the depths of despair. Now, is there an answer past confess these things to God or talk to God? I should mention that there are therapeutic efforts. There are doctors, therapists, mental health professionals. I think that mental illness has been demystified a lot. We can learn more about it. There are some really effective therapeutic measures that people today can access close by. But I'll also say there is an answer past talk to God too. And that is to receive a word from Him. If you can go to a place where His word is preached, you can go and find another word that defeats despair. Now this will take often a very long time until you're ready to hope once more. But if you can go get a word from God, whether that's in church or talking to your pastor, going to his or her office, and be helped to remember that Christ enters into this darkness, into the cross, into the grave. And even in despair, He knows where you are, and He is there beside you. God does have you where He wants you. And He will ultimately, finally, lift you up. The final word is not depression, but light and life that Christ gives. So Christ has promised to call you by name. You can talk to God, you can call Him out by name. But He has also promised to call you by name from the place of death to life, to deliver you peace and comfort and hope, finally in His word, and not that word of depression. So this is, the Bible does have something to say about this, and about this real thing that does exist. So may God's good word free you from all that keeps you in bondage, that keeps your mind and conscience in thoughts of depression, rather than His word that you can believe and take it to the bank, that He is for you. God Himself is for you. And who will stand against that?